Weapons of mass destruction, deterring their use, is a pillar of our national security. Assad has done that. That is a differentiation from what he has done up until now. People say, well, he killed 100,000 people. What's the difference with this 1,400? With this 1,400, he crossed a line with using chemical weapons. President Obama did not draw the red line. Humanity would. Decades ago, 170-some countries supporting the Convention on not using weapons warfare. So it is really something that, from a humanitarian standpoint, cannot be ignored, or else we cannot say never again. Secondly, from a national security standpoint, we have to send a very clear message to those who have weapons of mass destruction of any variety, that you forget about using them. It was a very constructive meeting. The President listened to our colleagues. The speaker was very clear, and I'm sure he has told you his view. I associated myself with his remarks. But again, I believe that the American people need to hear more about the intelligence that supports this action, and that is that the responsibility for this chemical weapons use is clearly at the feet of Assad. Now we go to the next step of having a further debate in the Congress of the United States, and I am hopeful, as the American people are persuaded, that this action happened, that Assad did it, that hundreds of children were killed. This is behavior outside the circle of civilization, and we must respond.
And Leader, are you ready then to, in a sense, whip your membership to get on board with the President? Because we've been hearing, obviously, from the House especially, all over the place.
Well, yes, and I'm respectful of that. For these kinds of issues, it's not a question of whipping, it's a question of discussing to make sure that people have the information that they need to make an informed decision, to make sure that they have the full value of the intelligence that says this is how this happened. And then members have to decide, do they want to ignore the fact that this humanitarian disaster took place or not? And then there's the larger issue of Syria's behavior if they get away with this. So again, very respectful of all of the concerns that the members have, that our constituents have. I do not, in my district, I don't think people are convinced that military action is necessary, but it's important for them to know that the weapons of mass destruction use has taken us to a different place, that the President takes, obviously any President would, but this President does not take this lightly, and that what will happen is a targeted, tailored, of short duration, and will send the message that is necessary, and then we go from there. So you're absolutely right. There's work to be done, but it's not a question of whipping. It's a question of discussing with our members, hearing their views, and some won't ever be comfortable with it. I myself, from a humanitarian standpoint, think that waiting for the UN and waiting for Putin, the slowest ship in the convoy of reacting to use of weapons, of the chemical weapons by Assad, is a luxury that we cannot afford. I have to go. Thank you all.
Madam Leader, you said never again. Do you want to compare this to the Holocaust?
No.